My name is Dua Togahe. That's my Indian name. It means the first scout. Um, my Christian given name on my birth certificate, because I'm mixed blood, is Danny Lawrence Rowe. I'm 73 going on 100. I've been growing old from the time I was 8 or 9 years old. My mother taught me to read before I ever went to school. 5 years before I was 5 even, I could read. And it's the greatest gift she ever gave me. She died of alcoholism at 38. But the last gift she gave me was on my way out to go to the Marine Corps. She gave me her last $17. But long before that, she gave me the reading. I thought that I was the wayward wind was I was the next of kin, and so I would take off and blow wherever the wind blew and wherever I was supposed to go. I worked there, and I worked when I was 13. I worked at a bowling alley in Circle, Montana, setting pins. Now I have stenosis, severe lower lumbar stenosis, and I know it had to have come from all those years doing that stuff or working the hay fields or whatever, but I could never be still. I could never hold a job. I'd say I can't hold a job, but I was never out of work. I went to the Marine Corps, was 6 years in the Corps during Vietnam, and took a job with the State Department. I worked in the Middle East, in the Sinai Desert, between the Egyptian and Israeli armies, keeping them apart. I got kind of tired of that after a while and decided to go home. And again, I couldn't stay any longer. So I went back and I took a contract to the Aleutian Islands. I worked out on the very end of the Aleutian Islands. I did electronic surveillance there. I retired about a year ago from the university. I taught at Fairhaven College. I taught American Indian Studies kind of broadly. I was there for 21 years, but that's the longest I ever held any job. You see, this is the thing about being steady and having a steady job. I've got, in 20 years, I've got continuing health care. That, as I say, that if I'd been on a reservation or just living the life I used to live, I'd be long gone by now. But being here and having that insurance and a place where people value that and suggest and hint at it, you talk about it all the time, and it's always there. You have something wrong, you did fixed, and it's nothing we'd ever done before. You put it off, because you don't want to slow down. You got to keep, the baler keeps throwing those bales out. You got to get the bales on the stone boat. And then when you get the bales all stacked on the stone boat, you shove them off of the stone boat in a pile. I am an elder. Most Indian males do not live this long. We have a very high rate of mortality. My dad, he played the double reed harmonica, and he'd play Shenandoah on there. And it's more often known as Across the Wide Missouri, because it is across the wide Missouri. My grandfather, the white grandfather, ran a ferry across the Missouri River in Montana. And anyway, so I hope that if we have any sort of a memorial when I check out, that somebody will know this and do that too. Grandchildren, they need grandparents so they can find out who they are. They need grandparents to give them the kind of guidance that's important, not just how to have good manners and do this. Yeah, sure, you work on that, but the other things that are important. We need to do that kind of thing and to be a part of a community in order to give ourselves some meaning. See, because I owe nothing until I did all that stuff, but what's going to be important is the people who remember me and what they remember me for. I married Kathleen. Kathy's father was an FBI agent. He was an FBI agent, and he had our reservation, which it was the pretty craziest thing in the world to have the FBI agent be your father-in-law. He wasn't real happy about it because his daughter married an Indian, but also a non-Catholic. so, but we've been so happy. Sometimes Kathy will take I go get the mail usually. It gives me a chance to walk with my wheeler. And so we have these duties and these details and these jobs. But sometimes when we sit down, we don't pray in the Christian way necessarily, but I take her hand and she holds mine. And I tell her what a lucky man I am. That's how I get by. There's been some good people in my life, and I'm fortunate. Mostly they're still there.